Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm your host, JC, and today we get to take the mystery out of the Umarex Notos PCP Carbine. You guys know what the term Notos means? N-O-T-O-S? It means wind god. Notos is actually the south wind god, so this gun is named after a wind god. Kind of appropriate if you think about it. Anyway, before we get started here, do me a favor if you hadn't already. Please hit that subscribe button down in the corner. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free, and I would greatly appreciate it because it helps support the channel. Also, check out my website if you have the opportunity, www.airgundetectives.com. On that site, I got various t-shirts. I've got ball caps. I've got my Generation 2 bipod, some Gamma trigger screws, and even some of my personal inventory that I put up there. Anyway, let's get back to the Notos. First of all, I hope you guys are having a great summer, which is the best time in the world to be shooting air guns. Anyway, let's talk about the Notos. What is this? Well, this is put out by Umarex, and it's pretty cool, I have to tell you. It's a pre-charged pneumatic, PCP, pre-charged pneumatic. And this comes in .22 caliber only. It has a side lever cocking, which is kind of cool. It's actually right here if you check it. It's on the left side here. It's got a 7-round magazine. And in addition to that, it also has a single shot tray, just like that. It's got a little magnet on it. Anyway, this gun can be decocked. As I said, so it's got a 7-round magazine, and it's one of these little ones you just kind of flip it around and then you drop your pellet in and it holds it in position and you fill it up. So it's pretty simple, pretty simple. This also is a 3650 PSI fill, which is 250 bar. And it's got a fill probe. Fill probe goes right in here, the bottom in here. You just flip this till it's open. Fill probe goes in. Then you've got your Foster fitting and fill that up there. Pretty simple. But again, it's a 250 bar fill, but it's got a very small tank. So those of you guys, not me, but you others, you could actually fill this with a hand pump. Here's the special part of this carbine. It's regulated. It's got an internal regulator at 1900 PSI. So they claim that you're going to get 21, which is 3 magazines, regulated shots out of it. And they're claiming right around that 700 feet per second. But what they don't cover, and they don't talk about it a lot, there is an adjustable hammer spring on this, and it's actually behind the stock here. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust that. So the overall length on this, depending on the stock, it's roughly anywhere between 31 and 34 inches. So it does have just under a 12-inch barrel on that. I think it's 11 3/4. And it does have a suppressor. So there's a suppressor that's permanently mounted on here, which actually makes it really backyard friendly. The gun itself only weighs around 4 pounds, so it's very lightweight. And you can convert this if you went to a pistol version. I'll cover more of that at the end. But you do have the Picatinny rails here. The trigger, absolutely awesome. There's one screw that you adjust it for your weight, your pull weight, and it's that simple. So it's quite the little package here if you think about it. So you've got something potentially you could fill with a hand pump. You got a regulated gun, so you're going to get consistent shots. But that's all fine and dandy on paper and what they claim. Let's go out and test it, and let's really see what this performance is. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. So stay tuned for the next segment.
All right, let's test our Notos out on the chrono. We're going to shoot them with a lot of different pellets, looking for the most accurate ones. And the H&N Field Target Trophy, the 14.66, worked actually really well in this. And just so you know, I set the hammer spring on this. Really easy to do. I'll show you guys at the end of this video how to do it. But I set it 3 turns in because I was trying to find a nice balance where I could get some good velocity and a decent shot count, and I think I found it. Anyway, but let's check the velocity. Let's just shoot this 5 times, average it out, see how we're doing here. Okay, shot number 1. 754. Shot number 2. 753. Shot number 4. 752. actually, and the next shot will be duplicate. 752. No, I lost my count there. What do we got? 4 shots? Okay, one more shot. Let's just do one more shot. Okay. And finally, 759. Pretty good average because you're looking at a 14.6 grain pellet. So there's your foot-pounds of energy. Not too shabby for a nice little compact PCP pistol/rifle. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. Okay, time for a little accuracy test with our Notos here. We're just going to shoot this at 20 yards because it's kind of a pistol, shorter barrel. I mean, we could push it way back. For the plinking part, we'll move back to our 40 yards. But for accuracy, we're just going to do our 20 yards. We're also going to use the field target trophies. These are the 14.66 grain pellet. These did actually really, really well. And so let's just see how we do. We're going to use our Splatterburst 4-inch targets. And I'll leave a link for you guys down below. You know how I like these, that's for sure. Anyway, go ahead and check out our distance real quick. It's the usual. It's our break barrel distance. Go ahead, check it out. All right, let's just shoot 5 shots and see how well we can make this group. Okay. Get lined up here. All right, shot number 1. All right. And shot number 2. And shot number 3. And shot number 4. And last but not least, shot number 5. Gotta love it. The heck of a group. That's for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's do a quick trigger test on our Notos here. I'm going to tell you guys, the trigger on these are fantastic, and there's one adjustment screw. However, in the manual, it says if you want a lighter trigger, you're to take that screw and back it off. That's not true. You actually go clockwise with it. You increase it. And don't go too far, because if you go too far, it'll engage your sear and your gun won't be able to cock. But you can really fine-tune this trigger. It's really nice. I've got it set for target shooting right now. But if you want to do some small game hunting or pest control or something like that, you probably want it a little heavier. But anyway, let's see what I have this set at. I haven't even checked it. I just put it in a position where it feels good. And let's test it with our Lyman trigger gauge here. All right. All right, that's 12.7 ounces. 12.7 ounces. See, I told you, you guys can absolutely fine-tune this trigger, which is great. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. All right, let's do a little plinking with our Notos. And for this one, we pushed ourselves back to 40 yards. Go ahead and take a quick look, real quick there. As you see, we got a couple of steel eggs up there, a little aluminum can, even a shotgun shell on the far right there. So we're going to try our luck at 40 yards. We're going to be shooting once again the H&N Field Target Trophies, our 14.66 grain pellet. They seem to do really well in this Notos rifle. So let's see if we can knock down those targets. So I'm going to start on the right side with a shotgun shell and then work our way to the left. All right, let's see if we can hit that shotgun shell. Yeah, and that hit that with some authority, that's for sure. All right. And what do we got next here? Oh, that little aluminum can. But what I'm going to do... No, I hit the aluminum can, I guess. All right. Get that out of the way. Let's knock out that little piece of pipe. Man, this thing is accurate. Whoa. All right, let's see how much power we got if we can knock those heavy steel eggs over. All right. Yeah, I would say so. And last but not least, we got one more. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed with this. Okay, let's move on to the next segment, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion here. Wow, man, this Notos did excellent, and it was fun to shoot. But like any other video, let's talk about the negatives first. I actually don't have any on this one. I really don't. I was trying to think of a negative. The only possibility I can think is there's not a spot for a Picatinny rail, so we could put some bipods on this or other accessories like that. So that will be a challenge for our buddy Terry at Buck Rail. Terry, on the Notos, you need to come up with something where we can attach a bipod to this. Anyway, so I just sent that message out. Let's see how he responds to that one. All right, so I really don't have any negatives, so let's just jump into the positives. A couple things I really like, and you guys will probably see this. I like the left side cocking arm. You guys will get used to it, but me being a left-hander, it kind of spoils me now with this on the left side. I'm so used to the ones on the right-hand side, but it's pretty cool. It's the left side cocking handle. I like that. The gun is lightweight. I like the fact that it only weighs about 4 pounds. The trigger in it is awesome. You've got this trigger, and there's one adjustment screw in this. Little Allen goes in here and adjusts that. In the manual, it tells you if you want a lighter trigger, you're to back the screw off. It's not true. You actually go clockwise with the screw. Just don't go too far. If you go too far, it will engage the sear and you won't be able to cock the rifle. You'll wonder why it doesn't catch. That's because the trigger would be in too far or the screw would be in too far as if it was engaging the sear. So then you would just have to back that screw out a few turns until the rifle cocked again. So that's just a little tip for you. I also like the fact that we got really good feet per second out of this. And I did 3 turns on the hammer spring, and I promise you guys I'm going to show you how to adjust the hammer spring. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to remove this stock, and there's 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on the other side. You're going to use a 2mm Allen for that. So I took the liberty of loosening this up already, so this is just going to come off like this. Okay? So now you can kind of see. Oh, by the way, they do sell pistol grips for this. So if you want to turn this into a pistol, they've got the grip set up for it. All right, but back to the hammer spring. Let me rotate this. You're going to see right here is your hammer spring screw. And all it's going to take is a screwdriver. You put the screwdriver right here, and you just take a screwdriver. And the way I adjusted this is I backed it off until it was absolutely flush with the back portion of this. And then I just went 3 complete turns inwards, and that's what I tested it at. So 3 turns inwards. But it's real simple. You just got to remove the stock to do it. Again, screwdriver goes right in here, and you adjust the hammer spring right here. And a good way is back it all the way out till it's completely even, and you know exactly where you're at, and you can play with it. But anyway, so 3 turns on this got us the performance that we demonstrated out there. And what we got, I went ahead and charted this out for you, even though it's regulated. I want you guys to see a chart on this. So check this out. So we shot even a little heavier pellets with the 3 turns, and we were getting into the mid 700s. So you're going to get 21 regulated shots, and you can see on this chart. So that's 3 magazines. So that means at 1900 psi, you're going to get that 21 shots. Now I took it in an extra magazine just to see where it would go. So out of 28 shots, and you saw it about shot 22, 23, it started to fall off on that chart and started to come off the regulator and started to decrease really quick. But we still ended up getting 28 shots out of it. We averaged 745 feet per second. And we actually got 18 foot-pounds of energy. And keep in mind, that was 3 turns in on the hammer spring. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty good performance. And then you come back and we got to talk about the accuracy on this. The accuracy was tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. I mean, it really was. Even in the plinking, when we pushed ourselves out to 40 yards, we were hitting the smallest little objects, the shotgun shells, what have you. So what a terrific gun. And the other thing I really like about it, it is quiet. The suppressor really works on this. This is totally backyard friendly. This gun is an absolute pleasure to shoot. It is so much fun. And again, with the small tank, you could use a hand pump to fill. Not me, I'm too old for that stuff. I don't use hand pumps anymore. But you could use a hand pump to fill this if you want. And then, like I said, you're going to get that minimum 21 regulated shots. You can push it to 28 shots. That's for sure. So what a terrific, terrific carbine. It really is. This is one you definitely need to add to your collection. And these retail right in the mid 200s. They're the 250, right around that, you know, above, below. But that's kind of your average right there. So without a doubt, this is a 5-star rifle, and it is a must. If you want to get into PCPs, or you're already into PCPs and you just want something that's compact and fun, this is it. They hit a home run on this with the wind god here, the Notos. It's definitely a home run. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, this is where we take the mystery out of the air gun. Until next time, I hope you and your family are getting plenty of shooting in. You're staying healthy. Take care, and God bless.